Okay, so good afternoon to all once again. First chapter was over, and the question answers I had given, right? So you might have all noted down. Now, today I am going to take the second chapter, lesson number 2, the thief's story. I had already uploaded the video of this, saying the summary of it. Have you gone through it? Have you gone through it? Huh?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So if you have gone through it, then I will go through the chapter first. Okay, and you people just listen, and I will explain to you. Clear? Okay. So the second chapter, the thief's story. I was still a thief when I met Anil, and though only 15, I was an experienced and fairly successful hand. Now, the narrator, he was no thief. The narrator was a thief, and he met Anil in a wrestling match. A wrestling match was going on, and he had come. The narrator had come to the new place, and he happened to meet this Anil in the wrestling match. The narrator's age was 15 years old. He was just 15 years old. Of your age, you can say, okay, you are in class 10th, and almost you people are of 12, 13 years old. So by next year, or by 12th, when you reach, you all will be of 15 years old. So the narrator also was of a 15-year-old, a young boy, and in this small age, in this short age, he was an experienced thief. He could easily, steal the things. He could easily fool the people and get the money from them. He could steal easily. That is was his thing, and he was a very successful thief. Anil was watching a wrestling match when I approached him. He was about 25, a tall, lean fellow, and he looked easygoing, kind, and simple enough for my purpose. I hadn't had much luck of late and thought I might be able to get into the young man's confidence. Now, what happened? Anil, he was watching a wrestling match, and the narrator happened to go there and sit beside him and started talking him. Now, Anil was 25 years old, very lean and thin, he was not fat fellow or a kind of a wrestling type. He was a very lean and thin fellow. And Anil, whereas narrator, he was a small boy of 15 years old. Now, they both, he sat beside Anil, the narrator sat beside Anil, and he wanted to somehow gain confidence of Anil by sitting and talking. Now, usually when we travel in a bus, in a train, or in an aeroplane, when some stranger comes and sits beside us, we start talking, right? We start straight away talking. You look a bit of wrestler yourself, I said. A little flattery helps in making friends. So do you, he replied, which put me off for a moment because at that time I was rather thin. Well, I said modestly, I do wrestle a bit. What's your name? Hari Singh. I lied. I took a new name every month that kept me ahead of the police and my former employers. Now, as I said, when we travel in a train or in an aeroplane or in a bus, we start talking to the strangers, right? And straight away, the first question would be, where are we heading to? Where I am going? Which place I am traveling to, right? That is what. We don't ask the name first. What's your name? From where you are coming? No. the first thing what we ask in the with a stranger while we are traveling is where we are going to, which place we are going to. Here, narrator wanted to gain the confidence of Anil. So he made kind of a uplifted him by saying that you look like a wrestler, but we remember that Anil is a very lean and thin fellow. That is what the narrator has said in the beginning. He is 25 years old and he is lean and thin. And now narrator is telling that you look like a wrestler. Will it be possible a lean and thin fellow could be a wrestler? I don't think so, right? A lean and thin fellow cannot be a wrestler. Somewhat of his age, of his weight could be, okay, not beyond that. A wrestler means what? Very heavy fellow, very fat fellow who could easily put a person upside down, right? But here, not that case. Now, so he wanted to make so he just made a kind of a fun like, to help him to gain confidence. So Anil gave him back. He said, you also look like the same. You are also look like as a wrestler. Now, seeing this, the narrator felt, oh, he is not a easy person to be caught. Okay, he is not so easy to catch him. He is very, very clever fellow. So he said that, just smile him back. Then he just asked, well, I said modestly, I do wrestle a bit. Now, narrator said, yes, sometimes I do wrestle. Now, how do he wrestle, the narrator? The narrator is a thief, right? So, whenever people catch him in public, sometimes when he snatches somebody's chain, somebody's bag, somebody's purse and tries to run, and in public place, people would catch him and start thrashing him. So, while thrashing him, while hitting each other, he would run away from them, right? While running, he has to have little tussle with the people. He has to push, he has to kick, he has to beat somebody and run fast. And that's the way he said that I wrestle sometimes. That's why he said that I wrestle sometimes with the people, sometimes with the police. I would wrestle with them. That's what he said. What's your name? Now Anil was a bit interested, because when he said that I wrestle, it's just a 15-year-old boy, so he was interested now. So he asked, what is your name? And the narrator said, my name is Hari Singh. Now he lied it. Why? I took a new name every month that kept me ahead of the police and my former employers. He always took a new name in a new place. Why? The reason the narrator says, Hari Singh says, is because it always helped him to 2 steps ahead of the people whom he know, or the police people. Because when police will search him, if one place, now for example in Gida, he had stolen some money and ran away towards Khajni side, imagine. Okay, for example, from Gida, he stole money and ran away to Khajni and started working there. So when the police happened to reach in Khajni, and there he took some other name. Here maybe Manish Pandey, there he may be Harsh Bhosle. So 2 different names, but the same person. Now, when the police will go then ask for the Manish Pandey, people would say that there is nobody like that name Manish Pandey here. And when they will show his photo that this is the person, then again they will say no, he is not Manish Pandey, he is Harsh Bhosle. Now, this much time is enough for him, because he will come to know that someone is searching him by showing his photo. So what will happen? He will get time to run away from that place to a new place again. That's why he always kept a new name in every different, in a new area. After this introduction, Anil talked about the well-oiled wrestlers who were grunting, lifting and throwing each other about. I didn't have much to say. Anil walked away. I followed casually. Hello again, he said. I gave him my most appealing smile. I want to work for you, I said, but I can't pay you. Now, after this small introduction, they both started watching the wrestling, and Anil was telling about the wrestlers, who is going to win, and who has got more power, more strength and all. He started talking about it to Hari Singh. When the wrestling match was over, Anil just got up casually and started going back to his home. Hari Singh followed him. And again, when he met him, when Anil saw him that he was following him, again Hari Singh said hello once again. I want to work for you. Now see, another thing. When I want someone to work for me, I would go in search of that. Right? Now, for example, in my home, if I need a servant, a maid to work in my house, I would go in search of that, right? I would go in search of that maid, I would go in search of that servant so that I may get somebody. Here, just the opposite, right? Someone is coming out from outside and asking me, can I work for you? Now, if someone comes to your house asking for work, will you be giving? I don't think so, because you do not know, first of all, that person is a totally stranger. From where he is coming, what is background, no idea. You will try to ask other people whether they know it, because you need somebody who could guarantee him, right? That's what. Here, there was the same case. He asked him that I want some work for you. I want to work for you. And Anil said that I don't want. I do not have any work. I cannot pay you. I do not have any work. I cannot pay you. I thought that over for a minute. Perhaps I had misjudged my man. I asked, can you feed me? Can you cook? I can cook, I lied again. If you can cook, then maybe I can feed you. Now, when he asked that I cannot pay you, Hari Singh again started thinking that this time I might have taken a wrong person. This time I might have taken a wrong person. So he started thinking what to do now. Now he cannot change the person, because if he changes the person, then it will be a problem, because the other people will come to know about it, and then they will find it easily that he is not a right person. So he stuck with him. So he said, okay, can you feed me? And Anil asked, can you cook? And he said again, lied, yes, I can cook. A thief, from where he will go, how he knows to cook and all, because he is a thief, he will go around and he will just snatch, he will just steal the food and all. So he need not to cook at all. So he was feeling a little this one. Now Anil said, if you can cook, okay, fine. So they both went to the Anil's place. He took me to his room over the Jumna sweet shop and told me I could sleep on the balcony. But the meal I cooked that night must have been terrible, because Anil gave it to a stray dog and told me to be off. But I just hung around, smiling in my most appealing way, and he couldn't help laughing. Now, he took Hari Singh to his house and he prepared the food. Now, that day, food was such a bad thing. He could not prepare food. Hari Singh could not prepare food which could be eaten. Anil just smelled it and threw it outside. He gave to the dogs. And he said, out from this place. I am not going to keep you, since you have lied me. You do not know even how to cook. So please get out. Now, Hari Singh did not want to go anywhere. He just wanted to be with him. So he just stayed there and he started, gave a smile. And Anil felt little pity on him. Later, he patted me on the head and said, never mind, he would teach me to cook. He also taught me to write my name and said he would soon teach me to write whole sentences and to add numbers. I was grateful. I knew that once I could write like an educated man, there would be no limit to what I could achieve. So later, Anil came closer to Hari Singh, patted on his head and all, and he said, okay, never mind, you do not know how to cook and all, don't worry, I will teach you. I will teach you to cook as well as to teach you, okay, both. And even I will teach you to write your name. So he just took him. Anil took Hari Singh and started, dealing with him. And what do you call? Hari Singh knew that once he could write, once he could educate himself, then there would be no limit to what I could achieve. Hari Singh started thinking that once he could write like an educated man, there would be no limit to what I could achieve. What he could achieve? A thief who could read and write, who could learn many things, what he could achieve higher things? He could learn to forge the sign. No, he could learn to sign off the rich people and get the check, sign it, get the money, join a company, fraud there. No, so many frauds are being done in many of the companies, many of the banks and everywhere. So after learning, who are those people who are doing all this fraud? All are educated people, right? All are educated people. That's why this is a problem. Now, people would learn this. So he said that I could achieve many things. It was quite pleasant working for Anil. I made the tea in the morning and then would take my time buying the day's supplies, usually making a profit of about ₹1 a day. I think he knew I made a little money this way, but he did not seem to mind. Now, Hari Singh had a good life. He did not have much work. He used to prepare some tea in the morning, and then he used to go for shopping. And whenever he used to go for shopping, he used to bargain with the people, with the shopkeepers. He used to bargain, and every day he used to make ₹1 out of it. Okay, every day he used to make ₹1 out of it and earn it for himself because he used to bargain. And this thing, Anil knew that Hari Singh always goes out, buys the things, bargains with them, and the thing which is getting at ₹5, he used to buy it in ₹4. So ₹1 he used to get, and he never gives back to Anil. So Anil said that it is his money, he has made it, so it is for him. Why should I take it? So he never mind on it that whether he should take it or not. Anil made money by fits and starts. He would borrow 1 week, lend the next. He kept worrying about his next check, but as soon as it arrived, he would go out and celebrate. It seems he wrote for magazines, a cure way to make a living. Now, Anil was a person who used to do a little bit. He was a writer. He used to sometimes write articles, he used to sometimes write poems, stories for the magazines, for the newspapers, and like that he made his living, like that he used to make money. So he was not having a kind of a regular salary, every month salary. Whenever he used to write, if that published, he used to get the money. So Anil was not having much money. Sometimes, now today he got money, he would celebrate it with his friend and finish it off, all the money. Then he would wait for the next. He would be worrying now when I will get the next one. So he would go on worrying about it, and like that. So that's the way he used to live. One day he would enjoy, second day he would borrow the money, next day he will again give that money from whom he had borrowed. That's the way he used to live his life. There was not a steady living for him. One evening he came home with a small bundle of notes, saying he had just sold a book to a publisher. At night, I saw him tuck the money under the mattress. Now, one day what happened? One evening, Anil came with a small bundle of money, and he showed this money to Hari Singh. Now, Hari Singh is a thief. Now, almost you are giving, showing the cash to a person who is always, we know that is going to steal. So he showed that money to Hari Singh, and he said that today I have made a good amount of money. One of my book is being published. So publisher has bought. So I have got this money. And Hari Singh saw where he was keeping the money. He just put the money under the mattress. I had been working for Anil for almost a month, and apart from cheating on the shopping, he had not done anything in my line of work. I had every opportunity for doing so. Anil had given me a key to the door, and I could come and go as I pleased. He was the most trusting person I had ever met. So I had been working for Anil. Now Hari Singh was working for Anil almost a month. 1 month is over, and he's been working there. And so far he hasn't done as his profession was. His profession was what? Stealing the money. So there was no stealing done for 1 month. He was still there, except cheating the shopkeepers. No, he always bargained the shopkeepers and used to cheat them and get the money from them. That's what he used to do, and that's what he did. He never had done. Now, when you are not doing some work professionally, no, regularly, if you are absent of it, then now by chance if you don't write for a month or two, you stop writing, only reading you do, and you don't write at all, and suddenly we ask you to write something, it will take time to write because the grip of the pen you may not get, writing will not be very fast, it will be very slow, so that problem is there. So here with Hari Singh also was the same problem. He could not go through it, he could not work for it, because he hasn't stolen anything from anywhere almost a month. The second most important was that he was the most trusting person I had ever met, because Hari Singh, Anil, was very much trustworthy person. He trusted the person blindfoldly. Okay, he always trusted the person blindfoldly. That's why he had given his room key to Hari Singh. The Hari Singh could access his room anytime. Anytime he could go in his room, anytime he could come out, he can do anything in his room. That is why he was so trustworthy of the person. And that is why it was so difficult to rob him. It's easy to rob a greedy man because he can afford to be robbed. But it is difficult to rob a careless man. Sometimes he doesn't even notice he's been robbed, and that takes all the pleasure out of the work. So this trusting was a problem for him, because it is very difficult to rob him, because it is easy to rob a rich man, okay, a greedy man, because he can afford more. If a rich man has stolen, someone steals a rich man's place something, he can buy again the same thing. But a careless man, because first of all he is careless, he does not know what thing where he has kept. So he may forget. So he may think that, oh, I might have forgotten. Whereas it might have been stolen by somebody. So he may think that I might have been forgotten to take this. So he will just go away from there. So that's a very difficult thing to steal from that person. And stealing means some kind of pleasure. That means the person should know that something is been stolen from me, so that he will feel crying, he would feel something. That's why he will be always going away. Well, it's time I did some real work. I told myself, I am out of practice, and if I don't take the money, he will only waste it on his friends. After all, he doesn't even pay me. So finally, he decides that I must steal the money. If I have to practice it, because I have not practiced for almost a month, I should go for it and I should steal for it. Otherwise, I cannot do anything. So it's better that I should steal. Not only that, the money what he has bought, tomorrow he will go and spend the whole lot on his friends, and he does not pay me. So it's better that I steal it and I run away. Have you understood the story this much?